and good day to all of you wonderful viewers out there. Hi, I'm Awesome Joe, and thank you guys so much for taking in the time of your day to watching another episode of Awesome Joe's Movie Reviews. And today we're going to be talking about the newly released film out in theaters right now, Jurassic World Dominion. The last movie, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, came out in 2018, so it's been 4 years since that recent film. And here we are, back again. The dinosaurs are out into the world, giving a meaning to the title Jurassic World. Dinosaurs are now coexisting with human beings, and that is actually a story that I was really excited for. That's something that as soon as this movie ended, I was like, okay, I really want to know what's going to happen next. But unfortunately, that's not the case. You know, you would think that something like, even they market this movie to lure you into wanting to watching this because of that sake. Having to seeing a world where dinosaurs and human beings, both different worldly generations coming together for the first time. And we don't even get that. The majority of the film is completely isolated away from the world itself. You do get a few glimpses here and there as to how dinosaurs have affected human life, but it's not a part of the story. And that's what really drew me off from when I came to the movie. I was really excited again and watching this. I really was. I went to go watch this with my wife, my brother, and my aunt. And we had a blast just watching it together. I mean, there's some really great aspects to the film that I really did enjoy. It was very entertaining. I'll give it that. The suspense was very high tense. But there's just so much about the movie that really made me feel very iffy about. I really do wish that I had high expectations. And I know that I shouldn't, but I did. And it was there. Yes, and they were just not met. This movie is directed by returning director Colin Trevorrow, who was the director of the first Jurassic World movie. And you would think that because I really liked Jurassic World. It was a really good movie. I found it to be a very interesting and unique take on the Jurassic series. Away from how the very magic of what Steven Spielberg had done. But he did a really great new take on how the Jurassic series should take its direction towards. And we get returning starring Owen, the character Owen played by Chris Pratt. In some way, I really did enjoy his character in these last two films, but this one I really didn't see as his character to being so interesting or even a part of the story. Only to the fact to the reason why he's just associated with, of course, his love interest, Claire, played by returning Bryce Dallas Howard, and they are these adopted parents to the revealed clone of a clone child, Maisie Lockwood, played by returning Isabella Sermon. And of course, she's 14 in this movie. She's going to be a very resistant type of child, wanting to go out into the world, but cannot be because she's people are looking for her, and she's like, I don't know, something about when it comes to the story, her biometric genes are the solution to the issues that are going on in the world. And I don't know, when it comes to those type of things, it really draws me away. I'm just like, okay, what? This sounds like, like your easy way out of getting from trying to find the easy solution to developing a movie. You just made it up, bring it out there just for the sake of the fact of developing a story, and that is not even that interesting. Because honestly, when I saw that this was a reveal of this child being a clone in the last movie, I'm like thinking, okay, I can see what they're trying to do, but this is a movie about dinosaurs. Now, I understand that dinosaurs are clones, they're not actual dinosaurs, but it's still about dinosaurs. When you were watching the original Jurassic Park movie, let's just say the first Jurassic Park movie, you weren't even speculating to the fact that even though they revealed that these are not actual dinosaurs, they're just clones, you didn't even care. You just love the fact that you're watching dinosaurs. So who cares about the whole cloning crap and all that stuff? I was never really ever fascinated with any of that. I really wish they would have kept away from all that. You know, I don't know. I just didn't like the part that it was part of the film, and she's not even a clone in this. You know, she is a clone per se, but she is a born asexual type of thing, you know. In other words, her mother developed her asexually, meaning that she gave birth to her without even having sex, or you know, with you know, having a father. So, but yet it is still the same person. And I'm like, I don't know. I could not see that. I just like why and how and okay. So it really drew me away. So I was not very fascinated by that. And then we get this character, the returning character, but not the returning actor, Lewis Dodson, played by Campbell Scott. Now, if anyone's not familiar with who this actor is, he's Spider-Man's dad in the Amazing Spider-Man movies. So I recognized him immediately. But the thing is that I was really excited to seeing the continuation of this character, because there was never really any reveal as to what his purpose was in the first original Jurassic Park movie, only of hiring Wayne Knight to collect some dino DNA, put it in a Barcel shaving cream can, and which wasn't even a success. So it's just like him being here. He's the bad guy of the film, and he doesn't even have any motive, and his sinister plan, really didn't make any sense. Like, I didn't understand. He's just doing it just because, and I'm just like, I didn't go for it. I didn't like that. I don't know. It's just people like that. It's not really gaining my acceptance to this movie. You know, it's like it had nothing to do with dinosaurs, and that's what really kept me away from, you know, accepting this movie to being it's a good entertaining movie, but as a whole, I don't think so. We do get some returning characters from recent Jurassic World movies. You do get Barry from the first Jurassic World movie, Omar Sy, coming back. He's in particular action sequence in regards to raptors. So that was really cool getting to watch. Then you get the other two others from Fallen Kingdom, Zia Daniela Pineda and Franklin, played by Justice Smith. They're both in this for a little bit amount of time, but it was great getting to see them. I was really curious as to where they were in all of this, because they, in some way, were a huge part of the last movie. But it seems as though that they have already moved on and did bigger, better things in order to doing some rescuing of dinosaurs rather than doing it under the table. So it was great to getting to seeing them, but having to know that they just moved on and they weren't really a part of the story. I would have loved to have seen them again. They were actually a huge, great part of the last movie for me. And, you know, you get a few other new characters in this. You know, you do get Kayla, which I think that she was phenomenal, played by DeWanda Wise. And, of course, you have to have a pilot character in this. I think that's the only reason why for her character, but I feel like that they went ahead and put more of a important aspect to her other than just being a pilot. But it was great getting to see her. She was very action-packed. She's like a female version of Chris Pratt's Owen. So it was great getting to see and how, you know, action-packed, how, you know, butt-kicking that she was in this movie. It was really great. Then we get Ramsey Cole, played by Mamoudou Athie. Yeah, just there's a whole bunch here, and you know, one of my problems in this movie too is that I noticed that there's not really many kills in this. You know, I've calculated throughout the other Jurassic films that the max that I've ever seen of a kill count in these movies is between 4 to 5 to 6. You know, and that's pretty much it, 4 to 5 to 6. But here, I think you only get 2. You know, you do get some kills in the background. You know, some extras get killed off, but you know, you need to have some actual characters who are part of the story that never really, you know, like that give their screen time, give the reason to their character being a part of the movie, and you know, you just hate them so much to where they just get killed off. that's the way the movies go. You got one here, Soyona Santos, which is played by Ditchin Lachman. And she's like this, she's one of the baddies in this. She's the one who controls the raptors. I think she should have gotten killed off by the raptors, going up against her, since, she has that laser pointer thing. And that's the thing that they do too in these movies is, weaponizing these dinosaurs. I think she should have gotten killed off, but instead she got arrested. You do get Dr. Henry Wu, played by B.D. Wong, coming back into this, and I don't know, his role in this, I think they put too much of an aspect to his character, because I didn't really find him as important as to how he portrayed himself in the original first movie, and having to coming back and being the one responsible for weaponizing these dinosaurs. I don't know. I just didn't really go for that. And having to see him here, I was really kind of hoping that we'd meet his end. He'd get eaten by one of the dinosaurs. But yet he still doesn't get killed off either. And like I said, somebody like Ramsey Cole, Manabu Athi should have gotten killed off. I think that Omar Sy's character should have gotten killed off. And of course, Dotson's character does get killed off by those, I don't know what do you call them, the ones that, from the first movie that killed Wayne Knight with the oil that they spit at them or whatnot. But yeah. Okay, so here's the big thing. This is what really got people into buying the tickets and sitting in those audience seats and watching this movie, is because of the returning original cast members of the first Jurassic Park movie, which is Dr. Alan Grant, yay, played by Sam Neill. I got really excited when I got to see him coming back. I loved him in the first film, and even in the third movie, Jurassic Park 3. Ellie Sattler, played by Laura Dern. She was one of the first ones to appear, and it was great getting to see her. And there was always, it was never confirmed about their love interest for each other. You never knew if they were actually really together. But here you can really see the love tension between the two. And yeah, they really, this video is pretty much late already, and I know the majority of you people who have gone out to the movie theaters and watched this already know what I'm talking about, is that they finally do get together, and I'm just really excited and happy about that. So it was great. They do confirm to the fact that Ellie Sattler is now divorced. Her kids are grown up and gone to college. So that really leaves the door open for Alan Grant to have that second chance in trying to gain the love of his life. So that's really awesome. Then we get returning back Ian Malcolm, played by Jeff Goldblum. I loved him in the first movie, and I even loved him in the second movie. The second movie, The Lost World, Jurassic Park, was actually one of my most personal favorites. That's my favorite Jurassic Park movie. And I know his character is a little bit iffy, a little bit off away from his original character. He's very comedic and a side character in the first film, and in the second film, he's more of the main antagonist. He's just the hero of the movie. But yet, the way that he portrays his character in this is immediately from the first movie. I know that he comes back in which was disappointing, seeing just a little bit of him in the last movie, but he is here. He's fully here, and just getting to seeing these three returning characters in the same screen, after almost 30 years ago. And finally back together, associating with themselves. I mean, it was just fantastic getting to seeing them all together in one screen after almost 30 years. It was just so awesome getting to seeing that. It was really great. There's just a lot of entertaining comedic performances between the three that I really did enjoy, and it was really great just getting to watch. To be honest with you, I really didn't care about all of the other characters in this movie. Like I said, there are some pluses, but a lot of negatives. But if I wanted to see another Jurassic movie, I would want it to star these three coming back and throw into the garbage of all the other characters. These three are phenomenal. But the main problem when it comes to these three, I love the fact on how they associate themselves with the newer cast members. That leads itself towards the ending of the movie. In a way, you have two separate movies working its way through time, and then once the story continues to develop itself all together, that's where they come in a line and and meet each other up and, you know, acquaint each other, you know, saying, oh, I know you, this and that, blah blah blah. So it's great, you know, they're all in a way of a Jurassic celebrities, and they all know each other in some way and somehow, but yet it's their first time meeting each other. So it was great getting to see and how they all just got to get to know each other. Here is the big problem with this movie, is that as soon as it happened, I immediately kept asking myself, every single time it was talking about, when it comes to the story, why are there locusts, giant locusts, grasshoppers? Why? You know, I understand what they're doing, but what does that have to do with dinosaurs? I'm sorry, but I hated it. I hated it so much. And I'm just like thinking, this is supposed to be a movie that it deals with dinosaurs and humans coexisting. If grasshoppers are the reason why they're eating our food supply, and you know, there's coming to a time where there could be an extinction of both dinosaurs and human beings, I would want it to be because of the coexisting of these two coming together. Why does it have to be grasshoppers? It was so stupid. And it's because of this reason what brought our original characters to come back and investigate and collect a DNA sample, and, you know, to prove that this company is responsible, and this is what's going to be taking place if it continues to happen. I was like, nowhere in that story aspect had to deal with dinosaurs. That's what really just really bugged me. It really bugged me. So I wish they would have just trashed that and say, you know, it's like, I hate that these people, they have the power to make a really good movie, a really good Jurassic movie, you know, from the origin basis of Steven Spielberg. And that's another thing too about this, is that there's no Spielberg magic in this. There's, you know, you don't feel the very magic of seeing a dinosaur for the first time like how you did in the first film. I felt that in all the other Jurassic movies, even with the last two recent Jurassic World movies, but this one was like a fan service thing for me. And you know, I'm just sorry, but the way that I look at the original characters, they're just normal people, scientists, that you know, paleontology or whatever they got themselves associated with. But then they are hired to come in and do this detective James Bond work, you know, undercover stuff, and I'm like, this isn't our characters. I love on how they are just lured onto this island, and now it's a fight for survival against dinosaurs. Those are the characters that I grew up in love with. Those are the characters that I wanted to see once more again. You know, and you know, yeah, we get to see a lot of suspense that happens with these characters against, of course, one of the known dinosaurs into this movie. This, which is not even 5 minutes of screen time, is this Gigantosaurus. I know they pronounce it completely differently, but that's how I pronounce it, as a Gigantosaurus. It's like the largest dinosaur ever in the Jurassic period, but yet it's you know, because you had the Indominus Rex in the first Jurassic World movie, then you had the Indoraptor in the second one, and now you have the Gigantosaurus, you know, and this one goes up against a T-Rex and this large bird dinosaur, and you know, it's just like, I feel like we've seen this before. I feel like we've seen this. I love on how they surround our characters, and you know, and once they realize that, oh, this has nothing to do with us. You know, this is a fight between dinosaur versus another dinosaur. And I'm just like, we've seen this before. You know, it's great getting to watch, but I'm just like, it's not original material. You're doing the same thing over and over and over again, and I just don't like that. I'm sorry. It was great to watch, but it just really wasn't something new. I don't know. So, I had a theory, and I was really hoping for it. I was crossing my fingers for it, hoping, because I felt that since you know, Samuel L. Jackson in the first movie got killed off, and you know, he's a huge known name in the world of Hollywood. And the way that I look at it, the rule is that character ain't dead unless you see a body. And yeah, everyone will say, oh yeah, he got eaten up by raptors. You just see his arm that flies right out. And I'm just like, okay, you just see an arm. That could be anybody's arm, you know. And I'm like thinking, okay, well, Wayne Knight was the spy hired to collect these, you know, dino samples. and you know, of course he failed. Of course, you know, and I'm like thinking they have to have a plan B, you know, a second idea, you know, a second person hiding, you know, undercover. So I'm thinking Sam Jackson. You know, he's the one who actually did collect all the dino samples and brought it to, you know, Dotson and all that stuff. And he's alive, and he's the one who got away with everything, you know. And I'm like thinking that would have been so perfect if we got to see him coming back. And that was my theory, and I was really hoping, crossing my fingers, that it would have happened. There was in a particular scene where, you know, it was just very quiet, you know, with the character Ramsey Cole, and I'm like thinking, oh my god, I'm thinking this is Sam Jackson's son, and Sam Jackson's gonna pop out of nowhere, and you know, it's just like, you know, revealing, oh hey, I'm alive here, you know, like I would have loved that. That would have been so awesome. I know, fan service. But they do reveal the Barcel shaving cream can, which got hidden in the mud after Wayne Knight got killed off in the first movie. You'd think that you'd never see that again, unless there's like some kind of tracker in that can. But you know, apparently they found it before the volcano erupted in the last movie. So I'm just like, wow, that can has been through a lot. You know, I never knew that can would never ever be seen again in a Jurassic movie, or even be part of a story, and which really wasn't even part of a story. It was just a fan service prop that was there. People would recognize it if they were true Jurassic fans. But yeah, Rotten Tomatoes went ahead and gave this movie a 30%. I, on the other hand, like I said, I enjoyed the movie enough to where it was entertaining. There was suspense. It was great getting to seeing these characters interact with each other, getting to see the original cast coming back. There are some points of the film where I felt like some of these characters were going to get killed off, but did not get killed off. I think maybe one or two characters got killed off, and they were just bad guys. You know, I didn't go for it. So, but anyways, Rotten Tomatoes 30%. As for me, I went ahead and gave it a 22%. Very, very low. Did I enjoy this movie? Did I like this movie? Not to the very least. I mean, if I were to watch this movie again, it would be because I want to watch the original cast back. That was the only thing about this movie that I felt very entertained with. Jeff Goldblum, he's just a great, entertaining comedic actor. He brought a lot of laughs to the audiences to enjoy the movie a lot more than it should have been. So, but yes, 22% I give to this movie, and I hate that I gave it that low. I was really expecting this movie to be top notch, a really great Jurassic movie, especially having them to market it to being the last final Jurassic movie. Do I find that they will make more Jurassic movies? Possibly, but not for a very good long while. Maybe having to remake the series, reboot the entire thing, because honestly, I just find that it's just one big scramble ball right now. I think that in some ways, somehow, I don't. Jurassic Park 3 is actually one of the movies that people are not very fascinated with. It is one of the lowest movies out of the entire bunch. And the very least amount of time, because like this movie was about close 2 hours, close to 3 hours long, when Jurassic Park 3 is at very least an hour and 30 minutes long. I find that when it comes to a Jurassic movie, it should be just at the least 2 hours, period. Nothing more, nothing less. But yeah, anyways, you guys, that is my review for Jurassic World Dominion. And I know I try to keep these reviews, try to be a very minimal, but unfortunately, there's just always so much to talk about, and I try to do it as rapidly as I can possible, just to make this video as entertaining to you wonderful viewers as much as I could. But if you have any questions, comments, complaints, or concerns, please feel free to leave it down in the comment section in the bottom, and let's have an awesome time talking about this movie, or any movies that you like to talk about in general, because I love to talk about movies, but most importantly, I love to talk about them with you. And don't forget that you can check out some more of my videos on Facebook and on YouTube. Just look me up at Awesome Joe Movie Reviews. Don't forget to click on that like and subscribe button, everyone. I really do appreciate everyone's support on my channel. There's a lot of projects ahead of us, so and I'm going to be doing my very best to work on them within the very little time that I have. But anyways, you guys, I really do appreciate everyone's time. I'm Awesome Joe, everybody. Keep on living the dream, and as always, stay awesome. Thanks you guys once more again, and I'll see everybody in the next video. Bye.